Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Live with Brinkofspeed and Octane Hour. Hope everybody's doing well.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Very good to see everybody.
So today we'll talk about the 2026 C8 Corvette leaks, rumors, and inside info, and a lot of other stuff, too. So I hope
very good.
we have a good time.
Neil's
on.
Supercar Ranch is on. Thank you, Darren, for answering. Clayton for thinking he's going to win tonight.
It's really true. We were talking about it over dinner. How do we come up with something like Clayton? You were even testing it, or I think you did. You tested your Google.
Yes, I said if I was Clayton, if I was Supercar Ranch, and if I had, and it answered right immediately.
So you had to go to the next one.
So I had to change the question.
We've Clayton-proofed it,
I think we've Clayton-proofed it. We're going to take a little different tack today on the type of question that we ask, and there is a limit, so Supercar Ranch, one more win and you're out for the year. So you're not allowed to win. So, but anyway.
We got Brad Marketing, Butch Winslow, Randall Swanson, Doug Hooks, Derek Taylor,
Kerry Glock, John
B.
Somerville, Lego D17, Mark Cutsey,
E-Ray C8 Nate.
This is good to see everybody.
He's on.
Yep.
I hope you're feeling great, Greg.
I just showed up because I wanted to see that picture that you put in your thumbnail. I wanted to check this out.
Oh yeah.
I was like looking at that. That's cool, man. Is that what it's going to look like? Got some 2026 changes.
It's an interesting picture.
Yes,
that's for sure.
No doubt. Yes. There's Sean. Sean's on from Corvette Invasion.
Sean Jones, welcome.
Sean must be driving, right?
So since he's on right now, let's give him a nice plug. Cool. Guys, the Corvette Invasion has been announced. It's July, and now I'm going to 17th, I think. It's Friday night through Saturday afternoon.
Friday afternoon. Just like there's stuff going on Friday afternoon. Right? Pre-activities, like gathering.
I usually get there at like 1, 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
But you shouldn't miss it. If you're in Texas anywhere, or even outside of Texas, you should go. We've got Corvette Blogger's going to be there.
18th, 19th.
We also have
his lineup.
Steve Garrett's going to be there from the Corvette Today podcast.
Yep.
You've got Rick Connie's going to be there.
That's crazy. Yep.
And he's got some other people that could be a pretty big surprise that could be there too.
Really?
Yes. So, and then I think all three of us are going. So.
Yep.
Clarence, maybe.
Clarence is, Cigar and Speed 252 is planning on being there.
I mean, to have Keith and Rick and just at the same time, that's kind of cool.
It's going to be fun.
Yep.
All right. Let's get to NCM Insurance. So we are brought to you by the NCM Insurance Company, and it is a collector cars insurance. So if you're on here for the first time, you've never seen this advertised, you don't have to have a Corvette. If you do have a Corvette, which most of you on here probably do, great. But if you have a Ferrari, Lamborghini, Porsche, you name it, anything that's collectible like that, Camaro, anything Mopar, sports car like that, it's going to qualify for this. Now, you can't drive more than 6,000 miles a year. You have to have a garage to put it in, and it can't be a daily driver, obviously, because of the 6,000 miles a year. But you do have to have a separate car that you use as a daily driver. If you have all of those things lined up,
it's got to be garaged, right? It's got to be garaged. Yep.
So look here, get a quote, type in all the information there. Don't forget to put BOS 2025 in there so that they know that you're coming from Brinkofspeed. As soon as you send that off, they're going to send you an email saying they received it and they have a few more questions for you. You'll fill those questions out, and then they will give you a call, and you'll probably save in the hundreds per year, but there are people on here that'll tell you they've saved thousands per year by switching to this insurance. Oh, yeah. So it's awesome stuff. And cool thing is if you have two collectible cars, it's really, really cheap on the second car.
Stacks of discounts on that second car. Yep.
So it's amazing.
I just got my renewal. Didn't go up tiny little bit. Still under $1,000 to insure both two cars. Corvettes for a full year.
It's Good stuff.
It's really
crazy.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
Texas Clay just did the 2-day Spring Mountain Z06.
Oh, yeah. He was. Now, I think, actually, I know you were there with Mike Furman. Did you beat him out on the track? I'd be curious to know.
Has Clay done any track stuff before?
I don't know.
Yeah, let us know how you did.
But I'd love to know if he beat Mike Furman. I know Mike Furman's a driver, but
When he's gone a
I
lot.
forgot to plug this in.
Mike Furman is like 20 or something, 20 different.
Oh, he's been to
Yeah.
so many of those classes, so he's probably an expert, but you never know.
Yep. Yep.
All right, let's go over my last 3 videos. As you guys probably saw, I went and let Robert from Corvette World drive my E-Ray.
Yep.
And he had ridden in it, and he had driven E-Rays around his lot, but it really changed his thinking about the car. He didn't really know exactly what to expect. He's driven plenty of C7 ZR1s, plenty of C7 Z06s, and then obviously the C8 Z06 and the C8 Stingray. So I'm not going to ruin it for you. Go check it out. Listen to all of his comments about the E-Ray.
That was his first drive, right?
It was his first drive.
Yeah, that was a good video.
So it was really fun. And then I did a video very shortly after that about it being the most versatile daily driver that Chevy's ever produced. And it's kind of funny, some of the comments on there. People are saying that they think the Stingray is better daily driver and the Z06, which to me makes absolutely no sense, because you have all of those things plus all-wheel drive. So to me, the ultimate daily driver would have to have all-wheel drive.
Right.
Because of environments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good argument.
So it's like, yeah, I understand the Z06 is more fun to you, and the Stingray might be more fun to you, but because of the fact that it has all-wheel drive, to me just makes it win first place in daily drivers. Yes, you can still put snow tires on a Z06 and a Stingray and do well in the snow, but you still can't do as good as an all-wheel drive.
I wouldn't say you could do good in
I
snow.
wouldn't even say you do good. He's being a little bit nice on this.
No, I mean, there's people that, I'm telling you, there's people that drive their Corvettes with snow tires on them, and they do pretty well. And I'm a good example of being able to control a sports car in the snow. And it was because I grew up driving a big, heavy van and a big, heavy station wagon, both with rear-wheel drive.
In Michigan?
In Colorado.
Oh, in Colorado.
Learning how to drive those in the snow.
Yep.
So when I got my Z28 Camaro, which was a 95, it was simple. I had them put, not snow tires, but basically all-season tires that did well in the snow on it. I weighted the back down with 300 pounds of weight. Seriously.
I believe you.
And that was my daily. So I drove it around in.
That was a van. That was a rear-wheel drive.
No, my Camaro.
Oh, your Camaro. Yeah.
My Camaro.
It's the Camaro.
With almost 300 horsepower, V8.
Yeah.
Yep. Rear-wheel drive. So for me to understand how someone would do that in a Corvette, I can totally get it. But it's still not going to do as good as all-wheel drive. And I proved that on my snow video with my E-Ray anyway, because I had 4 S's on it, and it still plowed through everything. So, anyway. And then the last video was my April Fool's video with Robert. Which was really fun.
Yeah, we're going to report you.
I actually bought into it at first, too, and I was like, really? How come no one else is talking about this? That's what I was thinking.
And
like,
then
this is like big news.
Then Robert shows the GM official logo on his memo. I'm like, how do I get that? Okay, Photoshop or whatever. But that was good.
Who made that? I don't even know. Sorry. Who made that up, or where'd that come from? Did you really?
Yeah.
All right.
Good job. Do you use any
you.
like Chat GPI or AI?
I might have used some.
You had to have.
I might have used some AI to. But I came up with the idea.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
And where'd you get the logo? Obviously, just cut and paste the logo from anywhere.
That's easy. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but it brings up, some feelings that we all have anyway about what's going on with GM. And I figured,
finally, yes.
Yeah, I figured that it would get a lot of people to say, oh, wow, that's amazing. They really are going to get rid of those 2 things. Why should they get rid of those 2 things? Well, we all have our own opinions.
Are we talking about that tonight? Is that part of it? No.
I mean, we can.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Why is it
we haven't had a chance to talk about that? It's been a couple of weeks since that all came out.
Why is it that every year before April 1st, I go, I'm not going to be fooled by any April 1st video.
Yeah.
And it comes April 1st and you think like it's kind of over. And then midway through the day, I watch his stupid video or I watched like 3 other videos. I'm like, what the fudge is going on here? And then Keith Blogger did the Corvette Blogger did the one on
the wing.
The wing. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Since they can't make enough of them, then the customers can make them in the factory. And I'm reading, or like, oh, son of a gun, Keith. So if you're on, Keith,
that was good.
I was like, oh my god.
All right, we got a super chat from Joey B. Thank you so much, Joey. He says, Mike, have you got a slot to drive the E-Ray Ron Fellows experience? I have a low VIN and can't get a slot. So frustrating. Really? So I have not. I haven't really tried hard because I told my lady Darcy, if I can't get in the first like couple of months, then count me out until like September because I do not want to drive in the 110-degree weather.
What so time she totally understands. It's like in the middle of summer, right? When did we go? How?
February.
No, that was February.
Oh, we went February. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to go till September, and by then things should be a little calmer and more available. One thing they haven't done yet, though, which I'm kind of surprised about, is normally they have a calendar that you can go look at and see the slots that are still available many, many months out.
Oh, so you can go pick.
They haven't done that yet. So when they do that, I'll just get on there and look and say, okay, I want this date, and I'll call Darcy and get it scheduled. But, yeah, I haven't done that yet. Because I'm not in a hurry. I'd love to go right away, but I'm not going to go when it's hot.
Yeah.
It's just, I've heard from others that have done that, and it's just blistering. Miserable.
I mean, you can turn the air conditioning on.
I mean, think of how it was when we were there in February.
Exactly.
It was, you were already, you're dehydrated.
Hot.
Yeah. Because it's intense.
Yeah.
It's intense. Yep.
Texas Clay says the Z06 lead instructor Richie says he likes the E-Ray on the track better than the Z06.
Really? And
so
he's a good driver.
So there are certain things about the E-Ray that I like better on the track than the Z06. No, coming out of the corner.
Coming out of the corner, that's the number one thing that I like better about the E-Ray on the track. Because it pulls you so hard out of that corner, you can't even believe how hard it pulls you. Yeah.
And then going down the straightaway, obviously, it feels amazing as well. But
the Z06
it's 10 times better on the track. I've driven them both on the track. There's no competition. So
interesting.
I would much rather have a Z06 if I was tracking all the time, for sure. Let's get back to the 2 things, though, that we talked about on the video. April's Fool's video.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So
I was trying to...
real quick... Do you think that GM could get away with telling dealerships they're not allowed to do ADMs anymore?
Absolutely, because others have done it.
Okay.
Dodge did it with the Demon. It had some success. Not saying it was a whole proof.
It wasn't 100?
No, because I had a Dodge Demon back in the day, and I did pay a little bit over. And for those that paid over, you signed a document acknowledging that you did pay over. And the way the dealer was punished is that allocation came after all the other.
Oh, okay.
So, again, not foolproof.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But, yeah, so like I think
they can encourage it, but they can't necessarily.
Yeah, just right at 3,000 cars. I think mine was 1,650 or something like that. I don't remember exactly.
Sure.
But, so that's one way of doing it.
So let me ask you this then. Do you think that it would be fair to do both, though? So not one or the other, but both. The dealership is not allowed to charge over MSRP, and GM's not allowed to put a 1 year, 6 month, whatever hold on the car.
Are they totally different topics, or do they have to be connected?
No, they have to be connected.
So the warranty issue, I have...
Right now, they're connected. That's what I'm saying.
They are connected.
They are connected because GM is allowing these dealerships to charge whatever they want, but then they're saying that we're not allowed to own our car for the first year. Basically saying, even if you pay cash for this car...
You're basically leasing it.
You're leasing it for the first year because if you sell it, you're screwed and the person that buys it is screwed.
Yep.
So I would say a good compromise would be GM says, you're not allowed to charge over MSRP, but you have to sign a 1 year agreement.
I'm okay with that. I've said
I'm
that
okay
before.
with that too.
I'm okay with signing the warranty thing, but I still think there has to be an out if you need to sell your car, and you
Correct.
need to be able to sell it back to the dealership
Yes.
at MSRP.
Yes.
And
Or just to someone. I don't think it has to be to the dealership. It just needs to be like, look, I'm in a bind. I need to sell this thing. Why would you blacklist me? Because I'm in a bind.
But that's the same as voiding the warranty.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, why would you blacklist me, and why would you void the person that's going to buy
Right, but we
car?
just said we're okay with signing the document.
Only if GM doesn't allow dealers to sell over MSRP. But the document should have outs, obviously, for certain situations.
Right.
It gets sticky.
Like Ferrari does it. I think Porsche's done it, where you can sell it back to the dealer at sticker, and then the nice thing or the benefit for the dealer is then they can take that car, all the other cars they've sold at MSRP, that car they can mark up.
Yeah.
What's the Ford model Supercar Ranch?
Well, the Ford
GT
they did with the Ford GT is totally different though, because
0506,
they made
right?
very few of those cars.
Yeah.
And they made it impossible to get one. They made it harder than Ferrari. Like, people had legitimate, great, like, I've owned this, and this. You should give me a Ford GT, and they were turned down.
Yeah.
And then somebody that had never owned anything got approved.
Yeah.
Okay? So they made it very difficult, and then they held people to a 2-year or 3-year agreement.
2 years.
2 years? Okay.
But and I don't remember. Maybe Clayton knows that if there was some sort of out where you could sell it back to the dealership. I kind of feel like you could.
I don't remember.
There was a big lawsuit.
Well, there's a lawsuit was John Cena.
John Cena,
Yeah.
He sold that car for, I think, nearly double what he purchased it for, and they were suing him.
Yeah.
But in the end, the way they settled is they took the amount over MSRP and they agreed to donate it to a charity.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't lose any money.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I thought he was selling it for the money.
Okay, real quick. Sean Jones, thank you so much for the super
Sean
chat.
Jones.
He says, this year at Corvette Invasion, we're making history. We've teamed up with the ZR1 Net Registry.
Yeah, I read that, yeah.
Railed ZR1, is that right?
Rallied.
I'm sorry. ZR1 owners from all over Texas to create the largest ZR1 gathering the Lone Star State has ever seen.
Very nice. Yes.
So we're going to see a bunch of ZR1s. That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you for letting us know that, Sean.
Sean, see if you can get that new ZR1 to show up.
Yeah, maybe.
The new one. See if you can get one.
Never know.
Call one of the Corvette team people.
By then there will be some built. Maybe. We're going to talk about the ZR1 in a couple of the things tonight, so we'll get to that. What about if the two things were reversed? What if it was any dealer that wanted to was allowed to charge over MSRP, but GM couldn't put a 1 year or 6 month or any warranty hold on your
I'm
car?
pretty okay with that too. I'm a strong believer in liquidity always gets you to where the price should be in the market. So if dealers are charging over $50,000 and I'm able to get one at MSRP, and then I can sell mine at 40 over and make some money, that's just hypothetically, then that kind of sets the market, so it naturally brings the price down. So I 100% disagree with this. It's a benefit. The benefit is to the dealerships, in my opinion.
Right, it is.
Because it allows them to be like, hey, you can't get one. We can charge you $200,000 over, and good luck trying, because you're not going to be able to buy one for a year on the secondary market. So I don't think flippers cause the market to go up, because again, it's adding more cars into the market that are actually available for sale.
Correct.
And it naturally, so we've seen it with all the cars that you could sell. Naturally at first they're getting 30 over, and then pretty quick it's 25, then 20, then the new norm's 15. Yeah. Where with this, I don't know, this is going to be an experiment, because we'll be able to see maybe they're able to get 100,000 over for 13 months.
But here's the problem with the 1 year thing is if the flipper doesn't get one super fast, then that 1 year is really going to hurt them.
Plus their market value will start going down, right?
Yeah. And it's going to hurt people like me. I'm not a flipper at all. But this is a business for me, so I can't hold on to something that's depreciating. It is unaffordable for me to hang on to a depreciating asset like that when I need to get the next latest and greatest or something else for the channel. So if it was a 6-month deal, I would still consider it. But with me knowing for a fact that it's going to be almost impossible for me to get a early ZR1, I would be shooting myself in the foot for getting a ZR1 because I'm probably going to have to wait till later this year to even get an allocation. If not later than this year, it might be next year. Then I have to wait for the car to be built. Then I take delivery. Then I have to wait a whole year. By then, they're going to be depreciating. They're not going to be going up or staying up anymore.
Yep.
They're going to be coming down. And now I'm stuck with something that I can't sell and get rid of to make sure that I don't lose a ton of my $200,000 that I just spent on a car. So that's what's making me back out. Like, I can't afford to lose $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on something. And it may be less than that, but I can't afford that.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to have tied up that you can't. You don't have an out. I mean, a lot of things.
And even a rich person that's a multimillionaire that thinks the way that a lot of them think, where they say, I don't want a depreciating asset, are not going to want that either.
I mean, we've talked about this. There's so many reasons why you may need to sell that car. What if you fall and break your hip or you're paralyzed now? Like what? You can't sell your car?
Right. Exactly.
You hurt your. Is he talking about me?
Old people breaking their hips. Legitimately have,
see how this goes?
Had a major back injury, and it's hard. You can't drive these cars anymore.
Right.
You know, or there's just so many life circumstances that could come your way, and there's got to be a way for you to sell it back to the dealership and not have a big penalty of that warranty hanging over your head, where it's going to be hard to sell a car. You're going to get dinged.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, well, we've thoroughly went over that. So let's move on to...
So anyway, going back to the Corvette Invasion, that'd be cool to see all those ZR1s there.
Mm-hmm. It will be.
Yep.
That'll be amazing.
Yep. And all the celebrities they have there this year.
We need to get...
The celebrities.
We really
like
need to
Mike
talk...
Brinkofspeed and Rick
we need to
Corvette Conti.
really talk the owner of Corvette World into letting Robert come down there for this one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It'd be so amazing to have Robert there, especially now that all those ZR1s are going to be there.
Oh, God, he'd go
crazy. At where? At the Bash?
Yeah. No, at the Corvette Invasion.
Oh, the Invasion, yes.
Come on, stick with me, old man.
No. Listen, see, what are we going?
All right, so this is interesting. We have a couple of different... Did I click on the right one? Yeah, this is the mid-engine Corvette forum. We have a couple of different things about the ZR1 ordering breakthrough. One is
breakthrough or breakdown?
Well,
I think it's the breakdown.
Yeah.
Ordering breakdown.
So the mid-engine Corvette forum came out with this on the 25th saying, hey, you can order a ZR1 now with the ZTK package. And actually, somebody that's on here, he can talk about it if he wants to, received the news from his dealership, but he had passed on his ZR1 allocation.
Because he couldn't get
the number one person wanted ZTK, passed on it. Mm-hmm. He was number two. He passed on it because he couldn't get ZTK. So the third person said, I'll take it without ZTK. But now they can get ZTK on that allocation.
Is that third person taking it, or he doesn't know?
I think the third person is taking it because the dealership is not offering it to the first.
Hey, wait a second. Come on back to me now that it's available. Can I come back and get this?
I think at that point that's fair, right? If you passed, you passed.
Because you passed because it wasn't available.
I didn't bring that up for that reason, though. I brought this up because here's the thing. This makes it sound like everything is good to go, but it's not.
Oh, really? Okay.
So let me take you to the next article.
That was so March 25th.
That was so March 25th, and this is March 27th on Corvette Blogger.
Yeah.
And he says, this is the weirdest order cycle for the 2025 Corvette ZR1 yet.
Yeah.
And again, all this stuff is linked in the description, so you can click on this and follow along, or you can click on it and read it later. But basically what he says is everything was supposed to be good to go, and everybody was supposed to be able to get what they wanted. And they called dealerships, and none of the dealerships got any info on how to order ZTK. It's like GM left everybody in the dark still. Okay? So if you have any new info, and you're on here, about maybe your order for a ZTK, and maybe it's gone through now, and maybe the 27th, that was, 6 days ago? Maybe things are fixed by now. Let us know. But according to this article, things were not fixed the way that they thought they were on the 25th. So I'd be anxious to see. Is anybody commenting on that?
Yeah, there's comments on their stuff. It's just an interesting dilemma, right?
It's a very interesting dilemma.
So where did we leave it at the last group of people that were submitted? I mean, are they in 2,000? Are they in 3,000?
So there's some that are showing up as 3,000.
They are, okay.
But those people are still not allowed to push the button for ZTK. Even though GM said, we're going to open it up to allow
some.
And they weren't told how many. None of the dealerships were told.
So then how can something go to 3,000 if they can't even release the number?
Because
and what was the difference between the ZTK and the actual option for the high wing?
Like dollar cost wise, or
no, the actual option, right? It's not technically the ZTK package. I think is it TOM or something?
Oh yeah, TOM.
TOM is the actual high wing that people are wanting.
Correct.
But you have to get the ZTK package.
And you have to get the carbon fiber aero package to be able to get the ZTK package.
And what's the TOM? Is TOM just part of it, or do you have to stack TOM on top of that?
You have to stack TOM on top.
So you could still get the ZTK package and still not get the high wing?
No, you can't ZTK because ZTK is high wing only.
Okay. All right.
So, my bad.
All right. Interesting. All right.
Let's see. Is there anybody saying that they've had experience with this week?
Something. Anybody? Bueller, class, exactly. Bueller, come on.
Anyone? While we're looking, guys, please give this a big thumbs up.
There, Supercar wrenches. You can get TOM without ZTK. So I can get the high wing without ZTK.
No.
But you cannot get ZTK without TOM.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
I think so.
I'm trying to solve this riddle. I'm like,
that doesn't make any sense because
Supercar wrench, didn't Rick say that in his last video or something like that?
They don't make a high wing in carbon flash. It's full exposed carbon fiber. So if you can't get that, you can't get ZTK. I mean, as far as I know,
you can get the high wing without ZTK. I thought to get a high wing you had to order the ZTK package.
Back to, and I know Steven Rapp's on here. He always has some good legal comments, but if you think Steven Rapp.
Oh yeah.
But if you think about the process of skipping those two guys.
Oh, there's Rick. Rick is on. He's saving us.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Rick.
Listen to this. So
thank you, Rick.
If guy 1, guy 2 pass, guy 3 accepts. Generally speaking, a lot of dealerships at that point, because you're gonna actually give more money, right? You're firming up your order. In fact, even like Classic,
right?
They're like, okay, now you're in. There's no refund. Mm-hmm. So then legally, how do you, when things change, like, oh no, here's your money back. Rip up your contract, and we're going back to the number one guy. The guy, no. I'm in a contract to buy this car. I have a sold retail order right here. So I don't know. That seems kind of.
Well, I think what the dealerships should have done is right when everything was paused, they should have called up the person that they had that said they would take the non-ZTK and said, here's the deal. It's paused right now. So your sold order means nothing anyway right now because we don't know what's going on. So don't you think it's fair that if they decide to bring ZTK packages back, that it goes back to the person that had the number one allocation for a ZTK?
The only guy that thinks that is the number one guy. The number 3 guy is going to say no. That's the whole thing. There's a winner and a loser here.
Yeah, but
he took the order. He committed to say, I'll take it non-ZTK. And he's like, well, I still want non-ZTK. You gave
either way. It doesn't even matter because they don't even have the ability to order it now anyway.
So, Rick, are you saying some people did order TOM without the ZTK? Because Mike over here was saying that's not possible. And Supercar Ranch is saying you can get TOM without ZTK. And then Rick
just doesn't make sense.
I know some people got high wing and are at 3,000, but that still doesn't answer the question we're looking for. Can you get the high wing without ordering ZTK? The high wing you're saying is only carbon fiber. Carbon fiber. So, now, but Supercar Ranch is also saying they're all carbon fiber. The one's just painted carbon flash.
There's
we know
no
that,
such thing as a carbon flash high wing on a ZR1.
Okay, so
you can't. As far as I know, you can't get that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rick. But I don't think you can get
wing only is carbon fiber only, but can you get that carbon fiber high wing?
He said Supercar is right. That's why we're confused. Yeah, we're confused.
No, I think he's saying he's right about its carbon flash is painted or something. I think. But
I don't know.
Can you get TOM without ZTK?
That would make zero sense to me, because if you can still get the high wing, that's the only thing they were having a problem with. Maybe. And that's in every article. Why can't we get the high wing? Why can't we get the high wing? Even in some of the articles, they were saying, you know, we see all these CTF cars out there with high wings. They could get rid of those high wings off of those CTFs just so that customers can have a high wing.
They probably have some rule where they can't take parts off a car and put it on a...
I know.
I guarantee that.
I'm just saying, that was discussed.
And where do we leave it with the carbon fiber wheels? They're somewhat available, limited?
No, there's no mention of those.
At all.
Rick says it's just very frustrating, and he can't really talk a heck of a lot about the ZR1, but it's just very frustrating for him. So thanks, Rick, for
in jumping in. It's just a bad release. I mean,
it's a bad release. Every single person,
because you had all this hype and great marketing,
right,
and just a failed release of letdowns.
Wow,
you are correct.
Yep. Well,
so anyway,
interesting.
That is the ZR1 stuff we were going to go over. Thank you, Rick, for joining and clearing some stuff up for us.
I just wonder if they're going to be able to make a 2025 ZR1 if they still haven't cleared this up.
I have been saying that for a year now.
They must be, because we've already known.
It sounds like it'd be very limited, but there'll be some, couple hundred maybe.
Mark, have you heard about this?
What?
Corvette's new program quality manager?
Oh, what? Who? Austin Fisher?
Yeah, he looks young.
Oh, these young whippersnappers.
He really does. He looks young. And I was going to remember to put a picture up because of this.
He graduated from Purdue in 2017.
Yeah, he's a young whippersnapper.
With a BS in mechanical engineering, and he's the quality manager?
Just wait. Just wait till you see this.
I don't want to say it because I'm just a negative Nelly, but...
No, don't be a negative.
I'm going to be negative. Who did he replace? Like Kirk Benyon and Harlan? They got rid of all the guys who were there 35 years, and they're hiring all these... Hey, I don't have a problem with the young guys, but, you know, you're cutting other people's... I swear, there's a whole bunch of people that were cut that we don't even know their names, but they were key people in all these different areas. And we just know Kirk and Harlan because they're people that we've seen at shows, but...
Yep. So it says on the article, and I'll put it back up here in a second. It says on the article that
Does it say who he took over for, or who the quality manager was before?
No.
So Rick just chimed in. ZTK is just like Z07, tires and calibration. So like my car, I have a
planes.
Z07 looking car, but it's not a Z07.
Well, right. Yeah. I understand that, but so what you're saying is that the $9,800 aero package or whatever, I don't remember the total cost. Maybe it was $8,500. $8,500 aero package is where they put the high wing on, and then ZTK is just the
tires.
Tires and
calibration.
Suspension.
Yeah, suspension.
I guess I thought the ZTK was,
which just doesn't make whatever. Why would you order that car?
Because on the ZR1, the 2019 ZR1, ZTK was, I believe, all of the big canards up front and the high wing.
Yeah.
I thought that's what that was. All right, we're going to go back to that article.
Corvette, he was the shift manager at the Taco Bell, too. Oh, we got to get Rick back down here. We got to go fly up and do our show at Rick's place. Rick, how about that? With three of us come up there. I'm from Columbus anyway, so we'll come up there and do the show at live at your dealership.
All right, so this says about he's dedicated, hardworking, passionate, young professional with experience in aerospace.
Oh.
So I have a picture. You guys are going to love this picture. Home furnishing, retail industries, interesting.
What?
But yeah,
he was a salesman at Taco Bell. No, where was he? What?
Be nice, Mark.
Automotive, home furnishing, and retail industries. So anyway, because he has an aerospace experience, I was like, well, he's going to make the Corvette look like this eventually.
What? What? What's he going to make it look like? He's going to make it look like the C8. C8 already looks like a...
It's picture number... Oh, it didn't come up. Hang on. I gotta refresh this.
You know, if he's gonna tell a joke, he's got to have the picture ready. He was about ready to push the button.
Now it's on there. It's on there. It's number 3. That's what the new Corvette's going to look like.
Those Purdue guys, those Big Ten guys, I'm telling you. There you go. There you go.
It's got rockets on the back.
Is that a rocket or is that like a howitzer? Those are like attack.
I think those are jet engines or rocket engines or something.
So how long did you take to create that?
Oh.
Was that ChatGPT?
No, that was better than ChatGTP.
What was it?
You ever heard of, what is it, Bonk or
Bong?
It looks like, remember back then, the little micro mini cars or whatever they were?
Yeah, it does. It does. Brock. Or Grok.
Grok. Oh, that's
Elon Musk's
AI version, Grok.
So I got Grok to draw me that.
Oh, wow. What did you put in? Draw a Corvette that looks like a rocket ship?
You'll have to,
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that later.
All right, let's get back. We're off trail here because people are thinking the 2019 exactly, and that was the only way to get high wing. Then that's the confusion. Mike, understandable.
Am I correct then?
Because people are thinking 2019 exactly,
That's
and that was the only way to get high wing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very confusing. I know GM does this to get a lot more money out of people. Kind of like, when they would say you can only get the orange calipers if you get the carbon ceramic brakes.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're spending $10,000 to get orange painted calipers. I mean, seriously, what the heck? But anyway.
That's funny.
That's all I have for ZR1 or ZR1 stuff.
So that was on the Corvette forum, or that was Corvette Blogger, the new kid on the block doing the quality.
That was on Mid-Engine Corvette forum.
And he's a quality manager.
He's the quality control manager.
Make sure the furniture is. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right.
I'm just kidding.
The seats.
The seats are just the leather and cloth.
All right, we're going to go over the amyloidosis foundation real quick before we get to the main subject. Guys, this thing is flying up. This is the 2025 C8 ZR1 with the ZTK package. By the time they give this car away, trust me, everything will be worked out and this car will be built and given away properly. But it's a beautiful car. If you don't want the car, you'll still get $125,000, but that'd be crazy because this car is well over $200,000. It's a Sebring orange with a black interior. And because you are a Brinkofspeed watcher, if you click on one of these entries here, you're going to see that you're getting 50% more for your money. Now, this will be linked in the description and the pinned comment. So you click on that link, which is mine. Fill out your information here. Click continue. Fill out your credit card information, and you're all set and ready to win. And the Amyloidosis Foundation, it's hard to say. It was started by Chip Miller Foundation because Chip Miller passed away from this horrible, very rare disease. He is the one that started Corvettes at Carlisle. His son, Lance, continues with the foundation and obviously the rest of the family. But you're donating to a very good cause. They're trying to find a cure for this very rare disease that took Chip in, I think, 3 months as soon as he got it. So it's a very good cause. And you have a chance to win a $200,000 ZR1.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and get to main subject. So, you guys saw the thumbnail. That I did not create. That was already created online. I'm obviously not going to grab any of the photos that are out there of the real thing. There's some renders of something that looks very similar to the real thing, but we're talking about leaks, rumors, and insider information. Number one, the new bigger screens for infotainment and dash display look amazing in my opinion, if that's true. Now, there are pictures on CorvetteBlogger.com that you can look up, and they are not from inside the car, someone taking pictures. They are from a spy shot photo from a bush, zooming in.
And the car was in public. The car was in public.
I still can't show you those because I don't own the rights to them. But if you go in my description, they'll be in the description. And they are very clear photos of the inside, and you can see that there is a bigger screen. It's quite a bit larger. Now, you can't see if the row of buttons is gone, but from inside information, those row of buttons are gone. There are no more buttons, and they're right below the screen, the main screen now. So,
tantalizingly close, but you can't see the whole thing, right? It's just frustrating. You're like trying to, what are they talking about? You can clearly see the row of buttons is not there, and one of the, I'm like, I can't clearly see
honestly,
that.
I haven't done a video on it because, number one, I'm not going to pay the money for those photos when I know that it's probably not going to come back to me. The information is decent, but it's not great. Whenever I pay for spy shot photos is because I know the video will do very well, and I'll probably be able to pay for the photos with the video. They're not cheap.
Who do you pay for these photos? Like
the actual spy shot.
The guys. Spy.
They send them to us.
Oh, they'll send them to you if you purchase the picture.
Yep.
And if somebody else runs it without paying, you'll get a call from the lawyers.
No, they take your video down.
Oh, they can do that. They can tell YouTube to take your video down. How long does that take? Do they just call YouTube and
just like that?
Wow.
They'll take it down just like that.
Wow.
So,
interesting.
Anyway,
it's just
I haven't seen good enough photos to do a video on the inside of this car yet. As soon as we get some shots that are not illegal to have, and I can pay for them, I will definitely do a video on it because I think it's interesting what they've done. I don't know that all of us are going to love it. I'm used to that row of buttons. I'm used to kind of a separator there, and it really does feel like a cockpit. And just the other day, I had a ex-Air Force full bird colonel in my car with me, and he's flown in not mini jets, but a few fighter jets.
Yes,
and actually, we have somebody on here that's a ex-fighter jet pilot. But that was the first thing he noticed. He's like, man, it feels like a fighter jet cockpit. That's what he said.
Which is the way it was. If you think about the C2, was the first one that had that cockpit design where it would look like the cockpit of an airplane.
And they actually said when they built the C8 that they were trying to mimic that area after the F-22. So I think they did a fantastic job with it, and I didn't really want to see them change it. I understand why they're changing it, because the passenger does kind of feel like they're separated by a big,
my wife bitches about it. She's like, there's some, I can't even see you, barely get to you. Yeah, it's just strange how
it is a little bit strange, but if you're in there by yourself, you like it. I love it.
And I've ridden in the car before, and I don't mind it. Sometimes I just stick my hand, my left arm on that when I'm a passenger. I don't mind it, but maybe it's just change for the sake of change, just to change up. It's been 6 years already, right? With the existing cars, so they're.
So on to a rumor. There's supposedly a price increase coming for 2026. Now, I believe this wholeheartedly because of the fact that the Stingray did not get a price increase for 2025.
You know what? That's very interesting. I remember we bitched a lot. Sorry, I just keep using that word. In 2024 about the pricing going up. In fact, it went up twice in that 1 year, didn't it? It had 2 price increases.
Was it 23? Yeah,
it might have been 24, but one of the years it went up twice.
Yeah, twice, and it did not go up in 2025.
Correct.
Wow.
Which is why I'm predicting that we're all going to be like sad when we see the price increase for 2026 because I think they're going to make up for not bringing it up in 2025. I could see a $3,000 to $4,000 increase, and that's just on the Stingray, not, I could also see the second round of ZR1s if they do end up getting the 2025 out. I could see the 2026 going up by $5,000. And it not being 175 anymore, it being 180. Tell me what you think about that, Rick. I don't know. But,
anyway. It's going to go up, and some people saying they think it's going to go up.
It's definitely going to go up. They've done it almost every year, and they have done it every year since the Z06 came out on the Z06. They've done it every time in the E-Ray, which is only once, but they have given the E-Ray a bump. So I don't see why they wouldn't do it on all the models for 2026. And it's not going to be small, I don't think. Plus, not only is the model going to get an increase, but the options are probably going to get an increase.
Yeah,
because that's another thing they do, so that they're really capitalizing on that increase.
You don't think they're going to have a 26 at the bash? I think that's too soon.
No, I believe they are.
You think that we're going to see the interior at the bash?
I do. Because the 26s are going to start being built. Well, I guess that's changed now.
August now.
Yeah, that's changed.
August, so.
But I still believe they'll have them at the bash.
You think they'll introduce that new interior in the bash, which is...
I do.
That's coming up. When are we going? When are we leaving? What is that? It's the 21st. That's 3 weeks, right?
It's the 23rd.
23rd.
Yeah,
we got
23rd.
like 3 weeks to go. Yeah.
All right. Another
21
rumor.
days.
Another rumor. I did a video on this. The LT3 increased horsepower engine for the Stingray, maybe Grand Sport. Right now we know Stingray. Again.
For 26.
Could be. I mean, you never know.
A horsepower increase.
I hope it's for 26. I think that would be very smart for the interior refresh and also engine refresh. Because as you know, like I said, the LS2 went to the LS3 after 2 years, I think is what it was. 2 years of the C6, maybe 3 years. Well,
what happened?
The LS. So the C6 came out in 2005. It had an LS2. It was either 08 or 09 that they went to a LS3.
I think it's the 08.
Okay.
I think it's 08.
So LS3 brought another 30 horsepower. I think, it's been 5 years since they've come out with the LT2. So why not create an LT3 with extra horsepower? That would be really cool if we went to the bash and they had both. The interior refresh and the extra horsepower. And then last but not least, this is a leak. Well, it's not really a leak. It's insider information. There are 2 new colors coming, but that's pretty much a given every new.
Come up with another silver
year.
Or any silver, since they don't have a silver.
That's probably gonna happen. I mean,
silver blue.
I don't know.
Silver blue, silver something.
Silver blue.
Nah, well, it's like what year was that very light swell?
We know there is a new. I think it's a new blue.
God, I think that means Rapid Blue. It'll replace Rapid
Blue.
Blue.
Replace Rapid Blue.
It's going to be called Conti Blue. It's going to Rick Conti Blue, and they're going to let him drive it at the Indy 500 pace car. He's going to be the Indy 500 pace car celebrity.
So Rick Conti says there are CTF 2026s on the road. There you go. So
those are the ones that they were snapping pictures of, right?
Yeah, we'll see. I think we'll see the 2026 there at the bash. I hope so.
And Rick,
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Is Rick going to be there at the bash?
He is.
Absolutely. Good.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah,
Conti Blue.
I'm excited about new colors. I think some of these colors grow on you. I know I wasn't super fond of the new yellow, but now I love competition yellow. In fact, a lot of the ZR1s that I build have competition yellow on them. I actually did one the other day that had some sweet colors to it.
Lime rock green, right? Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
That'd be a good one.
They need a neon green like a Lamborghini, right?
They need to have a couple of different shades of purple. So they've already got
or just one that's really purple, right?
Well,
super purple.
Yeah. But if they're not going to give me the one that I want, at least bring back black rose metallic.
There you go. Yeah, that's a great color.
That's an amazing color.
Yeah.
Every single time Corvette World gets a black rose metallic car, they're sold so fast.
What interior goes just with that? Just black or
Sky Cool Gray would be good.
Actually, that would be good. But I also like in the C7, the
Habanero.
The Kalahari looks good in it.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Yep.
So
Rick is hearing silver.
It'd be the natural. Would go okay. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that they're bringing silver back because they got rid of their silver. So. Hopefully they bring back something that looks really, really good. I think, what's the name of the one that Silver Flare replaced? Blade Silver.
Hypersonic
I think
gray.
Blade Silver is one of the best.
Yeah, that was very underrated that year.
It was very
a very good color. I liked it too.
That is a great silver. If they come back with something like that, that'd be sweet. What they really should do is they should bring back like a matte finish silver. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I don't see them doing a matte finish paint.
I know. I wish.
In fact, they won't.
I wish
they won't. They won't.
Yeah.
They'll never do that.
Unfortunately, you're probably right. So yeah, those are the leaks, rumors, and inside info that I wanted to go over. If you guys have anything else that you want to add to that, go for it.
Well, I have an interesting discussion topic.
Before you but you don't hear of any exterior changes to the.
So I wish we heard of exterior changes because, like we talked a couple weeks ago, and like I talked on my C9 video, I really believe that there's a few lines that they could get rid of. I really believe that there's some squared off areas on the car that
more towards the rear, the back.
Well, there's some stuff up front that I think they could redo.
All right, I like the
certain
front
parts. Right. I do too. I like the whole car. But when you look at it next to certain other exotic cars, you see the differences.
Well, yeah, because those cars don't even fit a suitcase this size. You know, the reason why the back end is, my wife said, why is the back end a little bit bigger than the other? So you can actually go somewhere and put some stuff in there or put your top in there. You know, some of these other cars, you see them, and how much stuff can a Lamborghini and a Ferrari fit? They fit literally nothing. You got to put it in the passenger seat.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right.
But I would like to see some round headlights.
But we already know with the ZR1, there's no frunk anymore. No, there's no front. So they've gotten rid of that.
Yep.
So they might as well go ahead and they wouldn't have to change the front space at all to do what I'm asking them to do.
You just want to just sculpt it a little bit.
Yeah, just a little different sculpting. Did we lose connection?
No.
Okay, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm a little bit of a delay here, but no.
Right.
So an interesting discussion topic, and this is actually something I had been thinking about too. Someone had brought up in the chat is, will Corvette ever make a manual transmission again?
That's a very good topic.
And the reason I was thinking about this,
there's no room in that foot box.
But forget about let's talk about let's talk about C9. Let's talk about the future. Obviously, it's not going to be a C8. The cars right now, the collector car market, the 90s cars that are all manuals, the Porsches are just going up like crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like the Porsche 997 turbos, the 2000 I don't know.
You said 997?
Yeah.
I think that started in
7, to like 11. But even then the 996s and the 993s.
Sure.
If you look at the price discrepancies of a manual versus the Tiptronic, we're talking like $30,000 delta. It's a big difference.
Yeah.
And then if you look at what Porsche's doing now, like with the ST, right? That is a manual transmission car. My opinion, if Corvette did do a manual transmission,
you think it would sell?
It would sell like hotcakes because we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. How do you get the guy to buy a C9?
Give him the option to
get a manual. Is the performance going to be much better? But if all you did is a performance match, and of course they change the looks, and you give a manual transmission, I think that's a big deal.
Is Rick Conti still on? What percentage of the 2019s were sold with manual transmissions?
Yeah, 3%. I think.
There was a percentage that didn't justify the engineering design effort for that.
I believe.
So, is Ferrari going to bring back a manual?
We're not talking about Ferrari.
I know, but I'm saying it's the thought.
But what I'm saying is, look at a Porsche. Go get a Porsche ST. Go try to buy one.
There's companies out there that actually convert Ferraris to manual transmissions.
Right. Oh my god!
If you look in the car market right now, anything from the 90s or early 2000s that's a manual transmission. Any of the hot cars that we all wanted, the Mustangs, the Camaros,
even the C7s.
Even the C7s is a perfect example of the manual. Is like the unicorn car.
Yeah.
Every time you do a Corvette video at Corvette World, you guys are like drooling. Oh, it's a manual.
Exactly.
That's what we're talking about.
If you look at the comments, just like, for example, one of the latest Corvette World videos, Robert's channel.
Yeah.
You'll see that there's one on there. What was the color? It was one of the favorite colors out there.
For what?
It was a Z07 car.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was the C7R that they just put out.
Yeah.
There's a comment on there that says, it's not a manual.
Yeah.
So you see that all the time on the Corvette World videos where you look through the comments, if it's a Z06 especially, and it's an automatic and it's a Z07 or it's, just a perfect spec, they're saying, why isn't this thing a manual? Well, it's because I think the number was 3%.
Yep.
I think
everybody says they want a purple car, like Kirk would tell us at the show. Everybody wants a purple car, but nobody's buying it. Or
Doug Hook says 33%. I don't think that's correct.
No, a third of the cars were not manual.
Yeah, I don't think that's correct.
But the point is we're in a different era. There's not competing cars that are manuals. So if you have a differentiator in your product line with the Corvette being a manual, you might attract some Porsche buyers and some Mercedes buyers and some Ferrari buyers, because great car, it's a manual transmission, and guys that are coming up that they want that nostalgia of driving a manual, that might be the only choice out there. So I think, just my opinion, if all they did with a C9... It
would be great to see them try to do it. It really would.
If all they did was add a manual and everything else was the same as far as performance, I think that would be a differentiator for a lot of guys to go, I'm going to get a C9.
And they may listen to everybody that's been complaining that they wanted a C8 with a manual and do that because of the fact, just like you said, their competition is doing it.
Right.
I mean, even BMW is doing it. You can still get a manual M3 or M4. I think M2 as well.
Yeah.
So why are they doing it? They're doing it because they know that there's still buyers out there that won't buy that car unless it's a manual.
Yeah.
So they're losing those buyers.
I guess.
They are. And 3% of 200,000 is still
300% of
right?
30,000 people a year buy it, or 35,000. So it's 3% of 35,000.
900 and...
So they're going to do all that.
So a little over 1,000.
So that all that work to sell, 1,000 cars is nothing to sneeze at.
But again, different era. We're not talking about the past.
Hey, last year was the first year that vinyls outsold CDs. You know that?
Vinyl records is that coming back?
Because it's freaking awesome. Yeah. It's manual. You got to drop the needle on it, baby. And all the young people.
But you're right, and you get the big cover for it.
Yes, and the big thing. And
I like it, but it can't sound as good as digital.
Oh,
it's a different sound.
It's an analog sound. It's a beautiful sound.
I mean, I grew up with it. My parents had a record player, and I'd listen to records.
But because nobody buys CDs either. But the vinyl records outsold. You go to
awesome.
You go to the bookstore in South Lake. What's the
Barnes?
Oh, Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble. They got a whole section of vinyl records now.
Well, they're in
crazy.
In one of our malls up in
Target.
They have a whole vinyl store. In the mall.
Yep.
It's crazy.
So we'll be spinning our 45s and driving our manual.
It's all about that nostalgia.
What was the name of that store that was always in malls? That was all about
the CDs.
Sam Goody.
That was one of them. Yeah, it's like Sam Goody.
Yeah,
it's like one of those. It's crazy.
Yep.
Pretty soon we'll have... Did you guys ever have Media Play? Did you ever have Media Play?
Media Play? No.
So it was like Best Buy, but more about like movies and music.
Rick, what are you talking about? 30%, 884 out of 2984. What number is that? That's not the number manual. You got to do the percentage out of the total number of cars.
He is talking about that.
But you said 2,984. There were more than 2,984 cars built.
I think he's just talking about maybe Z06s.
Z06s or ZR1s maybe?
Maybe.
But let's just do all.
2,984 was the ZR1.
Okay, so let's do all Corvettes.
So that's amazing. Maybe that's what Doug was saying. The ZR1.
30%. Yeah.
That is amazing that there were 30% manuals in the ZR1.
Special car.
Yeah. But I think if you look at I could be wrong, but I think if you look at the overall C7 for 2019 or any of the years, you're probably going to find a way lower percentage of manuals.
They stopped making them is because
if it's 30%
for sales,
they need to make them for sure now. That's a huge percentage.
But that's 30% of the ZR1s.
I know. I'm saying though, if it's 30% across the board,
that'd be absolutely. If you're giving up that, absolutely,
you're crazy for giving that up on a C8.
Yep. Yeah. See, generally he's got 2 turntables in his garage.
Nice.
I'll bet it's because his wife won't let him even approach the house with her old record player with crates of vinyl used to DJ.
No, he has an amazing man cave.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We got to go down and check that out.
All right. Well, should we go ahead and do your amazing trivia question?
All right. So here's the trivia question. We're going to do something different. We're going to show an image, and you're going to tell me what's the name of the image. Ready? Go.
Hang on. It's coming up. I got to get to the next one.
Go.
Okay,
there you go. First person. What is this?
What is the name of that image?
Full name. Let me see.
We just sprung that on him like.
Supercar Ranch is going to Chat GPT it, take a picture and send it to Chat GPT. Can you do that? Can you send a picture to Chat GPT?
No, but you can do other things. Don't give them any ideas.
Okay, all right.
Sheesh. I'll pass, but I know it.
Okay, thank you. Supercar Ranch. Thank you. We'll send you.
Awesome.
We'll send you a car. Lego D. You got it. It's the
Good
car.
work, Lego D17.
It's the car.
I love it. What's the exact name?
Yeah, what's the name of that car? Which is why he kept all his vinyls. Floyd Burdett.
Nice.
Thousands.
Jeez.
That was smart, apparently.
Get a buck a record, right? You go to... There's some... You know what I got for my 60th birthday party last year? A friend of mine, my brother-in-law, bought me an original Please Please Me Beatles album. Like the original. It was made in 1963, and it was never opened.
Wow.
And you go to these record exchanges online, and he bought it. It must have been in the hundreds and hundreds of dollars that he got this
I'm
for
sure.
me. And he says, yeah, why don't you go play it? I'm not playing it. I'm not taking it out of the garage, the car, and I'm not taking the vinyl out of the cover.
So nobody's guessed it yet.
Listen, Corv, who said they're not old? Okay, Corvette in Colorado, block him.
I think we've already
block him.
Reached something that's finally Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, there it is. He got it.
Yep.
Old man Kerry. Good
old Doug Hooks.
I can't believe
not Doug Hooks.
I can't believe
Doug Weaver.
Jeff didn't get it at Zippity's garage. Zippity.
So Kerry Glock is the winner. It's the Corvette Stingray Racer concept car. That is correct.
Nice.
Kind of a little bit more than
Good
a
job.
concept car. It was maybe the next question. The next trivia question is why was it called the?
The Corvette Racer.
Yeah, because
we'll
actually
have to do that next time.
Yeah, why it was called Stingray and not the Corvette, because it's not technically not a Corvette.
Right.
But yeah, there you go. Okay.